I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know, that was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, the definition of game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. All right, what's up? What's up? We here. What's good? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? This is going to be a real short show today, but the game is going to be heavy as usual. You know how we do over here. And you feel me. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Man, shout out to my lovely lady, April MC in the building. Shout out to John Franklin, June Sports, Monogamous Player, Dukalex, Johnny Davis, Mente, Phoenix Smiles in the building. Shout out to, who else we got up in here? Shout out to Money Mitch. Shout out to, who else we got up in the place? Joe Blast in the motherfucking building. Shout out to Joe Blast. Shout out to Quality Seal, Copy Paste Chris. Shout out to Blastomatic, Captain Creator. Shout out to, who else we got up in here? Shout out to Marktavius. Ludway was good. Shout out to you guys over there, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Guys, if you want to call in, the call-in number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. So make sure you guys, hit up that number if you guys want to call in. Also, make sure that you guys go to these sites. Hold on, let me get these sites up so that you guys can definitely check these out, because we gotta get to this real quick. So make sure that you guys go to, let me share the screen, go to CunninghamElements.com. That's where you get the Masculine Identity soap, parfum, and shea butter. Make sure you guys do that. Also, make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com so you can get the online dating consultation with myself and April. Make sure you guys do that ASAP. Go to shoplocario.com to get that. Also, you can get the Massive Game Collection. Make sure you go to shoplocario.com. You get 24 of my products at the Massive Game Collection, and also master the vetting process. All of you guys should get this. This is mandatory. All of you guys should get that. So get that going ASAP. You feel me? Yes, sir. So let's get into this game, man. Let's get into this game. All right. So today we're talking about 3 brutal truths about why women flake on you. Oh, we about to go in. We about to go in on this, because this is a very, very important topic about flaking, because a lot of guys feel some type of way when they get flaked on out here in these streets. And what I want to tell you guys is that flaking is going to happen regardless. So if you're out here dating and you're out here trying to make shit happen, women are going to flake on you. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. You can't fully stop flaking, right? So it's going to happen. So I just want you guys to understand that that's part of the game, that you're going to get flaked on, and there's nothing that you can do to automatically, make flaking never happen. You understand what I'm saying? Because understand that there's a lot of things going on, a lot of variables happening in these situations when you're dealing with women that you're not really aware of as to why the woman is going to flake. Now, there's some times where you make it easier for a woman to flake on you, but in general, women are going to flake. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to go into 3 reasons why this is happening, right? But also we're going to talk about like certain things that you can do to, make it happen less when it comes to you dealing with women, right? Now, one of the reasons why women flake, let's jump right into this. One of the reasons why women are going to be flaking on you, and I would say this, you're going to find, a larger majority of the women that you're interacting with, flaking on you, the weaker your game is, right? So meaning that if your game is weak, you're going to have way more women flaking on you. If your game is tighter, then less women are going to flake on you, right? But no matter if your game is weak or tight, women are going to flake. It's going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to happen. And guys, you want to call in, the call-in number is 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat. And if you want to call up, donate $5 per question, $10 per story. So if you guys want to tell a story, hit that donate button, send that $10. You feel me? So let's get into the 3 brutal truths. So the first brutal truth as to why women flake on you is because on the front end, women have too many options. Okay? On the front end, women have too many options. So what does that mean? That means that when you are interacting with women, right, on the front end, that means that when women are meeting guy after guy after guy, guys are hitting them up on the online dating sites, they're DMing them, and women are getting approached or talked to in the street, at parties, at bars, and all this other stuff, right? So then what happens is that you get flaked on because you're talking to a woman and she's also being, hit up by another guy on the app. She's being hit up by a guy in the DM. She's been hit on in the street and everything like that. Now, what happens is that when a woman is talking to, multiple different guys, right? She's trying to get the best bang for her buck. She's trying to get the best guy she can get out there, right? And so what happens is that if you meet a girl, let's say, on a dating app, and you say, hey, let's go out Friday, and she agrees to go out with you Friday, one of the reasons why she's agreeing to go out with you Friday, if she's actually interested in you, is because you are the best guy that she has at that time trying to, see her and take her out. So she agrees. She's like, yeah, let's make this happen, right? Now, usually the reason why you'll get flaked on Friday is because another guy has come into the situation that she may be more attracted to than you, who wants to see her the same day as you want to see her. Now, you might say, Locario, but why don't she just tell the guy that she's not available Friday? Why don't she just say, hey, I'm actually busy Friday. I can do, Saturday or Sunday or whatever it is like that, right? And then she won't have to flake on you. She can just meet you Friday and meet the other guy Saturday or Sunday. Now, the reason why she's not going to tell the other guy that, she's busy Friday is because what happens is that if she's attracted to that guy more than she's attracted to you, right? She wants that guy more than she wants you, and she doesn't want to lose out on the guy she wants more. So what will happen is that if that guy says, hey, let's meet up Friday at 8, and you told her, let's meet up Friday 7:30, she's going to flake on you to see the other guy. Why? Because she wants the best option, right? So women will do this because they're not trying to lose out on the best option. They're trying to get the best option before the best option walks away or is not in the situation. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys, is that when your game is tight, what'll happen is that you're going to be the best option, which means you're going to get flaked on less, right? So, for example, if you meet a girl in the street or at a party or at an event or at a bar or whatever, and you're interacting with her and you're flirting with her, and that girl's flirting back with you and she's sexually attracted to you, right? What happens is that she'll be thinking about you probably during the week or whatever before your date or before the next time you're supposed to see each other, right? She may get hollered at during the week by other guys, but the other guys who hollered at her are not as charismatic as you. They don't have a tight mouthpiece like you do. They're not as confident as you. They don't dress as good as you. They don't smell as good as you. You understand what I'm saying? So now, when Friday comes, when she's supposed to come see you, she's not going to flake. Why? Because your game was tight and she hasn't ran into anybody else who is more attractive than you. So what happens is that the less attractive you are, the more likely you're going to get flaked on more times. The more attractive you are, meaning your game is tighter, then the less you're going to get flaked on. Now, again, when I say attractive, I'm not just talking about your looks. I know a lot of dudes, they're going to be like, oh, Locario, you just saying that, it's all about looks? No. What I'm saying is that if you are an attractive man, meaning your game is tight, when I'm saying attractive, I'm talking about a guy who has game, right? What's going to happen is that you're going to get flaked on less, right? If your game is weak, you're going to get flaked on more, right? Now, this is the thing. You also have to understand this, right? There's a difference between meeting a woman randomly in person and meeting a woman on a dating app, right? So when you meet a woman randomly in person, so let's say you meet a girl on the street or you meet a girl at a bar, meaning you guys are face-to-face talking, interacting with each other. You meet a girl at a singles event, whatever, right? What happens is that if you meet girls in those particular situations, right, and you are getting flaked on when you try to set something up with these women, you exchange information to get flaked on. Usually what happens is the reason why you're getting flaked on is because your game is weak. Because if your game was tight, you would only exchange numbers with women who are showing sexual interest in you in that interaction, right? And so what will happen is that the women who are showing sexual interest in that interaction when you first meet them are more likely to come and see you at the end of the day or whenever you're supposed to see her the next time. Why? Because she's already showing interest. So her meeting you for the second time is just a continuation of the interest she had when she met you the first time. Right now, if you're on a dating app though, that's a little bit more tricky because sometimes when you're on a dating app, right, you're not able to really gauge that situation in the sense of her showing sexual interest because her interest is mainly based on the profile, as far as your pictures and your bio and the messages that you're sending to make stuff happen. Right now, you could get a girl on a FaceTime from a dating app, but understand that what happens is that if that woman is not showing sexual interest on the FaceTime, right, and you try to get her to come meet you somewhere or come to your place, right, then most likely she's going to flake because she's already showing that she doesn't have that sexual interest. If you get on that FaceTime and she's showing sexual interest, in most cases, she won't flake because that sexual interest is there already, right? Now, again, it's nothing guaranteed, meaning that, she could still flake regardless. But what I'm saying is that you guys have to understand that the more sexually interested a woman is in you, the less she's going to flake on you. Now, how is a woman more sexually interested in you? She's more sexually interested in you if you're the type of guy who has game. You feel what I'm saying? And so, again, it's not a thing where you are going to never get women who flake. What I'm saying is that it's going to happen less if your game is tight and going to happen more if your game isn't tight, right? Because I still get flaked on till this day. You understand what I'm saying? Chicks will flake and shit will just go down that way, right? So I could be on a dating app, I set up a date, and then the day of the date comes, a girl's like, oh, hey, is it possible we can meet another day? Rain check, this, that, and the third. And so they'll flake. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's never going to go away. So the first, truth about why women flake on you is because they have too many options on the front end. Now, let's go to the second brutal truth about why women will flake on you, right? Now, the second reason why women will flake on you, and this has something to do with what you're doing, is that you're giving the woman too much attention before the first date. You understand? You're giving a girl too much attention before the first date. So, what does that mean? That means, let's say, for example, we're talking about you hollering at a chick from Tinder, Bumble, or whatever. Let's talk about like match with a girl on a dating app. You match with a girl and it's Monday and you set up a time for y'all to meet Friday evening, right? And then so during the week, you're texting her, right? You're calling her. You're like, hey, how's it going? How's your day? Good morning, beautiful, all this other extra shit, right? So now what happens is that you're giving her way too much attention. Now, what could happen when you give a woman way too much attention is that you can be attracting attention whores, meaning women who don't actually want to meet you in the first place. They was already going to flake. They were never really trying to meet you, but you spend a lot of time talking to these women. And what happens is that they end up flaking anyway because they were going to flake in the first place, right? Now, another reason what will happen in those situations is by you giving her a lot of attention, is by giving her a lot of attention. What you do is that you shoot your own self in the foot, right? So what does that mean? That means that because you're texting her, calling her, doing all this other stuff before the date, you end up saying something or doing something, right? That causes her to change her mind quickly because the image or fantasy that she had about you has been removed based on her knowing more about you. This is why I tell you guys, when you guys set up a date, just set the date up, shut the entire fuck up, hit her up on the day of the date to confirm. That is it. Because when you guys go back and forth and doing all that other goofy shit, what happens is that she's judging you based on the phone call or the text. And when the woman is judging you based on the phone call or the text, what happens is that it's a situation where she can't fully accurately get a feel for you, but she's only judging you based on that, which is going to make it easier for her to flake on you, right? Because when you meet a woman in person, there's more to play around with in that situation as far as her being attracted to you. But if you are matching with a girl on a dating app and then you're talking to her during the week, what she's judging you on is just what you're saying and what you're doing. And so the way that women will operate in a lot of cases is that they're looking for reasons to eliminate you. So earlier, remember I said that women on the front end are getting guys trying to holler at them all the time. So now you're up there talking to this girl all fucking week. You're saying some weird, goofy shit that gives the girls what they call the ick. So now she's like, you know what? We're supposed to meet on Friday. This other guy said he wants to meet on Friday. I'm going to go with the other guy because this guy said that thing that I didn't like. You see what I'm saying? So now what will happen is that initially you were the top guy she was looking forward to seeing on Friday. And then another guy who she may not even think is as attractive as you, right, comes along and says, hey, let's meet Friday. She's going to bump you to the curb for the other dude. Why? Because you said that stupid shit you said in the text or in the call. And if you would have just shut the fuck up, then everything would have been cool. And this is the funny part. Do you realize that when you actually meet a woman in person, let's say you're on a dating app and you meet her in person, right? You could have said the same shit or something similar in person, and she would have kind of let it slide because in person, there's more sexual energy going on in the situation. But when you're just on the phone texting or calling, right? She's only judging you on the text or the call, but she judges your entire level of attractiveness through that text or call, which is why I tell you guys to shut the fuck up. You understand? Just set the date, hit her up on the day of the date, confirm the date, see her on the date. That's it. When you do all that extra shit of, oh, well, I'm trying to get to know her. Oh, I want her to like, get a feel for me. I want to make sure that she doesn't forget who I am and all that other goofy shit. I know guys will say that, and it's a weird thing to say. Like, I don't want her to forget who I am, which essentially is saying that you think you're forgettable and you think that you're not that attractive for her to be thinking about you. But that's a whole nother story, right? But what I'm saying is that you guys will do way too much when it comes to this, and then that'll make the girl flake. You understand? See, what people don't understand is that, and shout out to K Zagan because he talks about this. Over communication kills attraction when you are first getting with someone. You understand what I'm saying? So meaning that if you are first meeting a woman, even if you met her in the street or you met her on a dating app or whatever, the over communication kills the situation, right? Even for women, that'll happen with women sometimes, right? A woman over communicating can fuck up the attraction. Like I've had situations where, like, even I'll match with a girl on a dating app, right? I remember I matched with this chick and I was like, oh, she's pretty cute, So I send her a message. I say, hey, let's meet up, get a drink. And then she responds and she says, well, how about we have a conversation first so we can, see if we're on the same page so we don't waste each other's time, right? So I basically unmatched her after that. You understand what I'm saying? Because when she said that shit, it turned me off. I was like, oh my God, this fucking chick. Unmatch. Now, if she would have just shut the fuck up and just met me on the fucking date and met me where I told her to meet me, right? Then we would have met and we probably would have had a great time and interacted with each other. It would have been, the energy would have been there. Everything would have been cool. You understand what I'm saying? It was a good thing I didn't say that. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. That over communication shit, it kills it. You see what I'm saying? So it can go both ways. But a lot of you guys, what happens is that you over communicate because you think you need to build rapport with her. I got to get her comfortable. She doesn't know me, so I have to get her to know me so she'll feel safe to come and see me in public and all that stupid shit. Right? And what I'm saying is that when you're doing all that over communication, what it does is that it takes away the mystery, the fantasy of what this could be. And then it makes her see what's going on. But she's only seeing what's going on based on the text or the call. See, because there's a part of the attraction of when you're in front of a woman and she's right there. She can feel you. She can touch you. She can smell you. All these different things, right? She can hear the sound of your voice. You're whispering in her ear. Y'all are close up on each other. All those things matter. But when you set a date with a chick, and then you want to just text and call all week, and then you say something, she's going to take what you say and use that against you, and that's what'll make her flake. Right? Because you'll text her or call her or some shit. She'll read the text. You're like, oh, what does he mean by that? That's weird. Oh, he's weird. I don't think I'm going to see him on Friday. Yeah, I know he's supposed to go out, but he said that weird stuff. I don't know. Right? You see what I'm saying? And this is the thing. You don't know what the weird shit is. Well, Locario, I'm just not going to say any weird stuff. Anything could be weird stuff. So shut the fuck up. You see what I'm saying? Just shut up. Don't say anything. Because this is the thing. Like I said, the way women's minds work, right, is, see, you got to understand something, right? Women, and this is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. Women generally, right? They don't realize that they mess up their own relationships with their stupidity. And the stupidity comes from them, you know, reacting and feeling certain ways about things that don't really matter. You understand? So they go with the feeling of the thing, right? So what happens is that you can say something and a girl's like, oh, I got the ick. And so I'm moving on, forget this guy or whatever, right? And then they just move on to the next guy because remember, on the front end, they have all these options of all these guys. But because they have all these options of all these guys, they get pickier. And because they get pickier, right, then they start making worse and worse decisions. This is why women en masse have a hard time keeping a man. And this is why in women en masse, you see so many single women. There's no reason there should be all these single women. You know why there's all these single women? Because what happens is that women will do goofy shit based on how they feel, based on what happened, and they're nitpicking little nonsense and all this other, you know, goofy shit. And then they make bad decisions based on those things. You see what I'm saying? And so what you should be doing is when you're setting up the date, don't say anything and just meet her on the date to save her from herself. You understand? Because the thing is, you know, you and that chick could actually, you know, get along and make something happen that could be on point, but she's going to fuck it up based on what you said. So shut the fuck up so that she has nothing to grab onto to get the ick. You see what I'm saying? And then you just do your communication and interaction when you meet her on the date. That is it. So number two is that you guys, you know, you're giving them too much attention and all this other stuff. Now, let's move on to the third brutal truth about why women flake on you. Right? And this is the craziest shit ever. So the third brutal truth about why women flake on you is because you guys are not setting up the dates quick enough. You're not setting up the dates quickly enough. So what does that mean? That means that what happens is that a lot of you guys like to chit chat, get to know the girl over text, get to know the girl on the dating app. You know, you're beating around the bush when you first meet a girl in the street. You get her number, but then when you get her number, you're texting her and you're saying hi and what's up? It's me, Tommy from the store. We met earlier. How's your day going? What you up to later? What do you like to do for fun? All that other stupid shit, right? And so you guys are not getting to the fucking point and setting up a time, day, and place for y'all to meet up. So now what happens is this, is that you do a whole bunch of back and forth talking and all this other extra craziness, right? And then you'll set the date with that girl. Finally after, you know, a week of going back and forth, you know, finally after all of this time of let me get to know her and ask her all 21 million questions, you finally say, hey, let's get together Friday at 8:00. And she says, all right, cool. Yeah, sounds good. Right? Now, you hit her up on, let's say, Tuesday or Wednesday to say, let's get together Friday. And she says, yeah, cool, sounds good. But you've been texting her and being her texting buddy for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, getting to know her. Now, what happens is that another motherfucker comes through Wednesday evening, the same day you just set your date. Another dude matches with her on Tinder, or another guy hollers at her in the street. And he says to that girl, listen, let's get together Friday and do this thing. Right? And she agrees. You understand? And now sometimes what'll happen is, and this is the crazy part, she'll agree knowing she already agreed to see you. Right? And then she's planning on flaking on you. Or if the first guy, that new guy flakes on her, she'll just probably go with you, but she's already planning on flaking on you. Or she agrees because she forgot she even planned a date with you, right? Because she wasn't highly interested in you. Now, this is the kicker. This is the part that's crazy about it. Because you're like, but Locario, like, how is me not, planning the date quicker, making it to where it's more likely she's going to flake? So what happens is this, and I always tell you guys this, your behavior, right, when you're dealing with women is going to make them see you as a particular type of guy, right? So you're going to be either looked at as the more attractive guy or the less attractive guy, right? So the more attractive guy has behaviors that are, specific to more attractive guys. Less attractive guys have behaviors that are specific to less attractive guys, right? So now, if the more attractive guy gets to the point, what does that mean the less attractive guy does? The opposite. He doesn't get to the point. So now, the fact that you didn't get to the point, she's like, you're the less attractive guy. The fact the other guy got to the point, he's the more attractive guy. Now, remember, you told her, let's meet up Friday. The other guy who got to the point said, let's meet up Friday. She has two guys who she agreed to meet up on Friday with. Who do you think she's going to go with? The less attractive guy or the more attractive guy? I mean, this is really simple, right? So remember, like I said, women have options on the front end coming at them at all speeds, right? Your behavior is going to make her see you a certain way. So if you're displaying behaviors of a less attractive guy, then what's going to happen is that you are more likely to be the one that's going to get flaked on. You see what I'm saying? Because you are the guy who didn't display behaviors that a more attractive guy would display. You see what I'm saying? Guys, remember, the woman wants the best, just like you would want the best. Just like, for example, like when you become a guy who has tight game and you have more options and you have a number of different women to choose from and interact with, you're going to do the same thing, meaning you're going to want to pick the best out of the bunch. Because remember, you only have so much time to make something happen. So let's say you're chatting with like 6 or 7 girls at the same time on a dating app. And let's say you only have one evening this week to see a chick and make something happen. What are you going to do? Right? You're probably going to try to set up something with the more attractive woman. Yes? You see what I'm saying? Now, the difference between you and a woman is that a woman will flake on a guy to see another guy, right? You as a man, you shouldn't be flaking on a woman to see another woman. You should just set up your dates so that you can see the dates when you need to see them. You shouldn't be like planning 4 dates at the same time and then flaking on 3 of the chicks. Because I know a lot of y'all hear that of, oh, well, maybe I'll just set them all on the same day and just flake. No, that's feminine. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that if you have a lot of women who are trying to interact with you, right? You're trying to get the best chick. You're trying to get the chick that you're the most attracted to. Women are doing the same thing. They're trying to get the guy they're most attracted to. And the guy that they're most attracted to is the guy who has game. And the guy who has game responds and acts a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So you guys got to understand is that your behaviors is an indicator of how attractive you are. Because remember, when a woman is taking into account how attractive you are, she's not just looking at your looks. She's paying attention also to your behavior. You see what I'm saying? And if she's paying attention to your behavior and you're the type of guy who's going to sit there and try to get to know her and make her feel comfortable, that is a behavior of the beta male. So you think an attractive guy is going to sit there and talk to a woman for 2 weeks on the phone? No, why would he? He ain't got time to be talking to no chick for 2 weeks on the phone. Like, you see what I'm saying? So the more that you're making her feel special, right? Ironically, makes you less attractive. Isn't that interesting how that works? The more you're trying to be a gentleman, the less attractive you are. The more attention you're giving her, the less attractive you are. You understand? Because if you were that attractive guy, would you have time to just spend on one woman that you just met or you haven't even really met yet? You just match with her on a dating app. If you're really that attractive guy, wouldn't you have a lot of other shit going on besides trying to get to know or talk to this woman that you just met for hours? So your behavior within itself is already telling her the story. So now you're supposed to meet her on Friday. You've been talking to her all week. Friday comes up. Another dude hits her up Friday morning. He says, yo, let's meet tonight. Let's get it cracking tonight. She gonna hit you with the, hey, can I give you a rain check? Can we do another day? I actually have to work late. Or, hey, my friend came into town. So, I just, can we do this another day? Right? You see what I'm saying? And then you're going to get flaked on. That's how it works. You're going to get flaked on because you were the type of guy who didn't set the date quickly. And because you didn't set the date quickly, that is a behavior of a guy who is less attractive. That's it. So I got a canal and a root canal and I'm tired. Exactly. Yo, the excuses these women give are hilarious. Hilarious. Let me see what some of these questions are saying. And guys, if you want to call in now, because it's going to be a short show. We're only going to be doing another like 20 minutes. So make sure you guys call in. If you want to call in, 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300 is the number. It says, how do you be cool and calm when she frustrates you and respect yourself like a king? Well, the problem is that you're in a situation where women frustrate you. And if women frustrate you, then that means you're making a game about women. Because when you make the game about yourself, it's damn near impossible for a woman to frustrate you. Because if you're in a situation with a woman and she's doing something that you don't like or that you don't prefer, you get rid of her. Right? And also, too, what I want to say to you guys is this about this whole flaking thing. This is why it's very important to play the numbers game. This is why you have to be talking to women consistently. This is why I tell you guys talk to 25 women a day. This is why I tell you guys to, keep things going in that flow, because you got to understand that it's a numbers game. He says, so is the flaking ultimately from too many things having her attention and the guy never did anything to separate himself from anything or everything else she has going in her life at that time? So this is the thing. It's a combination of, all those things, but also what it is that she is not highly sexually attracted to you. She's not highly attracted to you. But part of what makes her not highly attracted to you is if your game is weak. So what I'm saying is that you're going to have girls who are just not feeling you for whatever reason, no matter how tight your game is, because you're just not her type or whatever it is like that, right? What I'm telling you, though, is that when your game is tighter, you're going to meet more women who are going to be more sexually attracted to you, which means you're going to be more at the top of mind of these women. You feel what I'm saying? All right, so let's go to 491. Who's this?
Hello, Locario, Jamal from Germany.
What's going on? Are you on speakerphone or are you talking directly in the phone?
No, directly in the phone.
Okay, so did you donate?
Locario, is free call? Okay, we can question you, or we have to pay.
You gotta donate, my nigga. Donate and call back. All right. So let's go to the next question. Hold on, let me see. 612 was popping. Who this?
Hey, Tim donated to your Venmo.
That's what's up. Appreciate it. So what's going on, man?
Yeah, so basically, I think I called in Friday saying like I've started like doing approaching like legitimately like in person, sober, which is good shit. I'm something I haven't done, and like I felt like my fear of approaching is now lowering below like like you talk about fear and desire, but like my fear of approaching has gone down,
right?
And my desire is overtaking the fear, and so I'm starting to like actually take some goddamn action out here.
That's what's up.
But my question is, so I went up, and first time I've ever done this as well, I went into a coffee, well actually second time, but went into a coffee shop, started talking to this chick. I was like, oh, I complimented her earrings. I was like, oh, those are some cool earrings. We start talking a little bit. But like, I felt myself like not like close the deal. And then we were just kind of talking on some regular shit. So I'm just trying to like figure out like, what is it inside of me that's happening in that situation that like, is that still my ego? Cause I know in the past you said it's my ego preventing me from approaching. So is that the same thing? Like the ego is preventing me from closing the deal? And like, I'm just trying to like figure that out. Cause I've been,
because the thing is, because the thing is that you don't want to hear her say no. That's really all it is. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, at some point, you're going to have to tell her what you want and give her the opportunity to accept it or reject it, to say yay or nay, to actually want to make it happen or not. So remember, you're presenting her the opportunity to make this happen. So it's up to her to choose to get on the program. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is that part of what's stopping you from putting it out there is because that's the point where she has to make a choice. Because right now, when you're just having a conversation or talking to her, that doesn't require her to actually make a decision. You see what I'm saying? So now you're so that's the thing. So see, talking and having the conversation, right, is the easy part because you are not putting yourself out there for the woman to say no, and she's not on this in a situation where she has to make a decision. So you guys are just shooting the shit. But once you make it to where you're telling her, hey, listen, this is the opportunity I'm giving you, and now I need you to make a decision now if you want to jump on the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You gotta get into the mode of getting to that point. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And I've done it before, like, but again, as I said, I haven't like done like any of this. She like completely sober, like my day to day. Like I went to this coffee shop to get some goddamn coffee today, and then just ended up starting to strike up a conversation. Right. But yeah, but that makes sense. It's all just the same. It's the same thing. It's just further down the line. Like I've now opened my mouth, but now it's got to be like,
you got to actually,
still push it back.
Exactly. You got to actually, give her the opportunity to choose. That's the point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. Right. Well, that's all I had. I appreciate the help there.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Appreciate the call, fam. That's what's up. All right. So where was we at with this? Hold on. No, we was at this one. Says, I know someone who got two women to agree to a polyamorous relationship, but later had drama that got him locked up. So does it take a little game to establish polygyny, but real game to maintain it? Well, this is the thing. Is that it's like anything else. If he doesn't have game, then no matter if he's monogamous, non-monogamous, then he is going to get into fucked up situations because he doesn't know what he's doing. Now, again, this is the thing. Nobody's perfect, right? But the problem is that if you're saying, well, he got into drama that got him locked up, right? That has nothing to do with the fact that he was with two women. It has everything to do with he's not a leader and he doesn't know how to manage his situations. So he would need to definitely know how to do that and get that cracking. So what's your opinion on men who say that the juice isn't worth the squeeze when it comes to women? Learning game requires time and work. Do you ever sympathize with men feeling defeated? Absolutely not, because the juice is always worth the squeeze. You understand what I'm saying? Because that right there is the actual game. You understand what I'm saying? The game is, I have this fruit and I want the juice from the fruit, so I have to squeeze it. Once I squeeze it, then I will have the juice, right? So if I want the juice, then the juice was actually worth the squeeze, because if I enjoy the juice, then I actually have to enjoy the squeeze. You feel what I'm saying? But this is the problem. The problem with a lot of these guys is what is their squeeze? You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of these guys squeeze is tricking. A lot of these guys squeeze is simping. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these guys squeeze is chasing. So that's why they say it's not worth it, because once they get what they got out the squeeze, it was never worth what they had to do. You see what I'm saying? So that's the issue. Says, I get flaked and ghosted on a lot, but when I get chicks on dating apps to meet me in person, hookups almost always go down. Do you find that a lot in your own personal life if they actually meet you? So wait, hold on, Courtney. So you're saying you get flaked and ghosted on a lot, but when I get chicks on dating apps to meet me in person, hookups almost always go down. Hold on, let me.
Why the fuck you lying?
Come on, Courtney. Don't do that. Don't lie, nigga. Stop. Listen, let me tell you something. If it's actually easier, follow what I'm saying here. It's actually easier to hook up with women that you meet randomly in person than women on dating apps. It's actually easier. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that if you were getting hookups that almost always go down from dating apps, ain't no way you getting all this flaked and ghosted by randomly meeting women in person. That's like backwards. You understand what I'm saying? That is super backwards. That's crazy. That is insane. Now, the only way that this will be true is if you're actually hardly ever approaching women in person. So let's say, for example, you might approach, I don't know, 2 women a month, right? And then you go out with those 2 women, or you talk to those 2 women and shit don't go down. And then you're just on dating apps 98% of the time. And then, you meet a few women here and there. And then once in a blue moon, you fuck a chick from the online dating site. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? But ain't no way in hell you out there really hollering at chicks. And then all of a sudden, these chicks that you're hollering at, nothing's happening. And then on the dating apps, you're just killing it. Nope. You understand what I'm saying? You said, I think he's telling the truth. I've seen it happen with my own eyes. Nope, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's not happening. Like I said, the only way that's happening is he's not actually going out and meeting women, like without the dating apps. So meaning, if a dude was hollering at chicks at the same frequency as he's using dating apps, right? He would be getting at least equal, or I would say more, at hollering at the random chicks. You understand what I'm saying? So I think he's saying whenever he's on a dating app, when he does finally get one of them out, it happens. But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he must not be hollering at women in the street. Or he hardly ever, like he does it every once in a blue moon. Because what I'm saying is this, right? Because remember, when you meet a woman on a dating app, right? She has to meet you in person still. So when she meets you in person, the person she's meeting still has to be sexually attractive, have a mouthpiece, be confident, know how to build sexual tension. So if that guy could do that, then he could also do it like in the street. But let's go to 502. 502 is probably who this.
What's going on, Locario? It's Phoenix.
What's
I
up?
donated.
Appreciate it. So what's going on?
No, I was calling to explain what I meant when I said that I think the dude's telling the truth. Now, the reason I say he's telling the truth, because I've witnessed that happen. What they usually do is, like you said, they're not really meeting women out as frequently, but they do be in the club, right? And they holler at them women, and women are inebriated or whatever. But see, in person, them women see them dudes are awkward. They don't really know how to act. But on the online dating, what they can do is they can hide behind it. They can edit messages. They can, do all this stuff.
Right.
And then they lie on their profile.
they'll put like, say they like 5'4", they'll put on her that they 5'10", and I've talked to women that I know this dude did that to, and I was like, so you fucked him anyway though? And he was like, well, yeah, I mean, I was already there. I felt bad for him, so I just gave him some pussy. So they get a whole lot of just like, as she was there, dude was talking to her. He been talking to her all week. I'll just go ahead and throw this dude some pity pussy.
Right.
So it does work, but they ain't doing it right. They lying about it.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's not the same frequency because he's not. So basically, what I'm saying is this: in order for what he said to make sense, right? Is he would have to have hardly ever approach women. So let's say he approaches 1 or 2 women a month, right? And so, but he's on the dating app, and let's say he's going on, let's say from the dating app, he went on 20 dates. And out of those 20 dates, he fucked 2 girls, right? So he fucked 2 girls from dating apps and 0 women from approaching. So of course he's getting more women on dating apps than approaching. But what I'm saying is that it's more because he's getting more access on the dating app because he's doing more on the dating app. So what I'm saying is if he was doing an equal amount on all fronts, like meaning, let's say he's going out just as much as he's going on the dating app, that would not happen. That's what I'm saying. He would actually have more going out. You understand what I'm saying?
Really?
Yes, because
I see what you're saying now, John. See, I didn't know that because I just felt that.
Right. It's like this. That's like me saying, hey, I can run a whole mile jogging, but I have trouble, walking, half a mile, on a regular day. It doesn't make sense. If I can jog for a whole mile nonstop, why would I have trouble walking, which is easier? You understand what I'm saying? So how do you have more success with the hard thing and then half the success with the easy thing? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I see what you're saying, but see, here's what I was going to say with your scenario. Now, in your scenario, the walking, if you can jog for a mile and you saying you can't walk. Now, what if that mile that you jogged was on the treadmill? Compared to you walking in person. Way. And that's what I feel like them dudes is doing, like online dating's their treadmill.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Either way, because if I can jog a mile in a treadmill, that means I can walk a half a mile. You're still doing the same motion. That's what I'm trying to say. So what I'm saying is that the reason why I'm saying that what he's saying doesn't make sense is because in person, right, you're going to have way more to play with than online. Remember, online is just picture, bio, messages, right? Now, if I'm in person with a woman, right, she's right there real time, and I can have a real time conversation back and forth. She can smell my cologne, right? She sees how I'm dressed there. She hears the sound of my voice, right? All of these things that's playing into my favor. So what I'm saying is if I am that smooth, charismatic, awesome, sexy dude, right? And I'm in front of her, she's going to see that and she's going to gravitate to that. Now, if that's who I am, right? That's also who I am online, right? So if I'm online and I'm getting a bunch of pussy online, then it would also make sense I'm going to get a bunch of pussy offline because I'm still the same guy. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, where it doesn't make sense for, you're this smooth guy that's getting all this pussy online, but then offline it's hard. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, so I was going with that, he's not smooth or nothing. I'm getting that he's getting pity pussy. But I see what you're saying. He's still, even though you're not going to be online getting pussy and then you're not getting pussy in person.
Exactly. And what I'm saying is the only way that would make sense is if he hardly ever approaches women in person. Because then you could say, well, yeah, I hardly get women in person because I hardly approach. But if you actually approached at the same frequency as talking to women online, so meaning, let's say if a dude talks to 25 women a day in person and he's online for an hour a day, and he goes out the next day, talks to 25 women and he's online so what I'm saying is he's at similar frequency on both things. It's not going to be a thing where, all these women are matching him and fucking him, but then in person, It's just not happening. This is why, even for example, it's almost like the choosing signals argument, right? Where dudes are like, I'm not going to approach girls. I'll wait for choosing signals. Well, if you were actually getting a bunch of choosing signals, that would also mean you are that sexually attractive that if you were to cold approach, you would still get this similar amount of women. You see what I'm saying? Because you're that guy. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you can't have one thing in one area and then in the other area it's like, oh, it's just not working. That doesn't make sense. That's not actual like reality. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, I thought they're creative characters. That's what I call them.
Right. Nah, because
I thought they creative characters was still getting them women, but they lie about it.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're still going to be having trouble. If they're having trouble approaching women, talking to women, like out there, they're going to have trouble talking to women on the data. Because remember, the woman still has to meet the guy. So if she meets the guy and he has trouble talking to women, he's not going to magically be able to know how to talk to women on the date. You know what I'm saying? He's still going to be the same nigga that doesn't have a mouthpiece, fumbling over his words, doesn't know what to say. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about.
Gotcha. Okay. I appreciate. Okay, I appreciate.
Right. That's all it is. You see what I'm saying? All right.
I got you. But all right, man. I'm gonna jump on back in.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the call, fam. All right. So let me see what these questions are saying, and we're gonna wrap it up. You said on Gang Global, you said women cheat if they see more value in it. Does being non-monogamous mentally prepare a man to accept her having sex with others so it won't affect him? No. Well, the thing is not just being non-monogamous. It's about you understanding that the fact that you are affected by a woman doing anything is because you are emotionally attached to that woman and you think her actions reflect your sense of well-being and your sense of self. So what I'm saying is that you enjoy women, but you also at the same time have to detach from the idea that whatever a woman is doing is going to reflect on who you are. You understand what I'm saying? So that's really what the problem is. It says, if you match with a chick on Bumble and she does not say hello, but instead gives you a question icebreaker, I find that is medium to low interest. If she dug you, she'd be like, hello. No. So Arnold, remember, women are passive and passive aggressive. They're not direct. Direct is masculine. Indirect is feminine. So of course they're going to give you some indirect shit of, sending you a question icebreaker and all that other stuff. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be the one to be direct and take charge and lead that to where it needs to be. He said, if I ask a female for her number, then she tells me I can get her Instagram. Should I just get the IG so I can get an extra follower and not follow her back, or just walk away mid? Bruh, keep that shit moving, man. Stop it. She not doing what you say. Keep it moving. Is it true the more you try to contact the woman that was interested, you pushing her further away to keep trying to fix the problem in your relationship? Well, this is the thing is, it sounds like you're asking two different things. So the thing is that if you are dealing with a woman and you keep trying to get at her, right, that's going to show neediness. And so if you're just talking to a woman, right, and you're trying to set something up for a date, you just set up the date, chill, and then confirm for the date. Now, if you're in a situation where you're dating a woman and let's say she's sort of like, it seems like she's falling back, right? You don't want to keep trying to, hit her up, chase her, do all that other stuff. You fall back. You understand what I'm saying? And then what'll happen is that when she sees that you're falling back, and if she reevaluates and sees, damn, well, this guy, he's, disappearing from my situation. I want to make this, to keep this going, then she'll probably hit you back. You see what I'm saying? All right. So you said you have said to date women that show me interest. How do I get the women I am highly physically interested in to show me interest? For example, I want sex from 5s and 6s I get sex from 5 and 6s when I want the 7s and the 8s. Well, are you approaching the 7s and the 8s? You got to approach those women. You understand what I'm saying? So those type of women are out there in front of you. Are you approaching those women? Right? That's the thing. So a lot of you guys, you want This is what y'all really want. Y'all want the women that you're attracted to just run up on you. No, you have to approach them. You want the woman that you're attracted to give you choosing signals. You have to go and talk to them. That's what it's about. 786 was popping. Who this?
Yo, what's up, Locario? Donated through PayPal.
All right,
Jeremy.
I see about you. Appreciate it. So what's going on?
So yeah, Locario, basically, it has to do a little bit with the topic that you're discussing today. And yeah, it's basically with flaky chicks. But you know, since I've been following you like for 2.5 years now, you know, your game gets stronger. You know what I mean? Like just paying attention to your videos and all that. So basically, there was this chick like a few months ago that I met, and it has to do with the topic. So on a dating app, and these chicks are like, you say, Locario, they very clever, you know what I mean? Or they think they clever, you know what I'm saying? Like they trying to run game on you. But this chick, beautiful chick of mine, you know what I mean? So you know, the same thing, try to meet up with her. And the funny thing with this chick is when I try to set up so she was showing good interest, like I'll say medium interest in the beginning. And then you know how when your game gets stronger, you start seeing, medium, and it's like, yeah, and it just stays there or just go lower, depending on her action. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, basically, she called whatever, you know, we was trying to set up the date the same day. She wanted to meet that same day, which is a good sign, but also a bad sign, you know, depending on the action.
So wait, let me stop you for a second. So you matched with the girl. What did you say to the girl in the message?
In the message, I told her, hey, you're looking cute. Like, when are you free to meet up?
Okay, and what she said?
She, I think she said, I forgot, man. It was a few months ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago, but I know we exchanged phone numbers.
No, but I need to know so did she say did she tell you when she could meet up?
Oh, no. Hell no. I have a few of those. That's a big red flag, Locario.
No, that's not a red flag. You asked her, when are you free? Did she tell you when she was free to meet up?
Oh, you said, my bad. I thought you meant the location, that she told me the location.
No. I'm asking you, did she tell you when she was free to meet up?
Yeah, I think she did. I don't remember those details. I remember the details when I called her, which I'm about to tell you now.
But see, that's the problem. You got to remember the details because all the things matter. You see what I'm saying? So why was you calling her?
Oh, no. She actually, I told her to call me. So I told her to call me, and I liked it because she cooperated. That's like a sign of cooperation.
Okay, so why'd you tell her to call you for?
Because I wanted to see if she cooperates.
I know, but for what? What did you need her to call you for?
Oh yeah, so we could set up time to meet up.
Right, but couldn't you have set that up on the app?
Yeah, I could have set that on the app, but I gave her my phone. I gave her my phone number, and I told her to call me.
Okay,
on the app.
So this is what you want to do from now on. Instead of telling them to call you or text you, set up the information, set up the dates on the app, and then have her confirm on the app. Then what you can do is that once she confirms, then you say, here's my number, text me so I got your number saved, right? So because you don't need her number unless she actually confirmed to come see you.
Man, facts, man. I mean, I ain't gonna, I thought, man, facts. Yeah. I was when I was on the Bible membership, I saw one of the programs like that. Yeah, facts.
So now what happened when you set up the date?
So I set up the date. So she calls, whatever, you know what I mean? Because I'm in Miami and whatever. So you know, she picks up whatever, she's talking whatever, and I'm like, yo, let's meet up, you know, because I don't got no car in Miami, you know what I mean? The metro here is bad. It's not like New York over there, you know what I mean? So I take the metro wherever I go. Thank God I take it to my job and stuff. But I told her, since I don't got a car, I'm like, yo, let's meet up in downtown. I don't care if she got a car or not. I just, you know, I set up the date. Whatever it is you're interested in me, you're going to see me where I tell you to meet at, you know what I mean? So I told her, let's meet up in downtown. And then she's like, like, I don't have a car. Like, can you pay me an Uber with it? That's the first loser horn sound on the car. You can play if you want.
That's crazy.
And I told her, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna pay your Uber. And she's like, oh no. And it's the funny thing, oh no, because I don't take the public transportation. I said, okay, you don't have a car, and you don't take a public transportation. So how the hell you get around then? Oh no, because people give me a car ride, or like people pay for my Uber, or I take Uber. I said, okay, then pay yourself for the Uber to get there. And then I asked her, and it's the funnier part of the call. I said, where you stay at? because she's from Chicago, but she's not living in Miami. And she said, "Oh, I'm living in Little Havana." Man, Locario, man, that Luzon whole song came on. I'm like, shorty, downtown Miami, Little Havana is the neighborhood right next to. It's like Dumbo and Brooklyn Heights or whatever the other stuff. It's right next to it, like the neighborhood. So you telling me you can't take a bus to come meet me, bro? So she was like, "Oh yeah, I'ma see this and this and that." When I told her firmly, "No, I'm not paying for Uber. You take a public transportation or take the Uber wherever you want to, but you need to meet me there or meet me there." She's like, "Okay, I'll see this." And I say, "Okay, look, you don't sound interested. Like, you could just let me know. You could be real with me." But she's like, "Oh yeah, no, it's not that. Like this and this and that." So whatever. She hangs up and I hang up. I say, "Okay, cool, be safe." Locario, like I think like 2 hours later, not even like an hour later, I was in the gym and she texted me, "Hey man, Locario, I left on red, bro." It's just the self-respect that I learned from watching your videos.
Right. Well, this is the thing too. This is the thing. It's good that you didn't get her Uber. The thing is though, is that you should not be going back and forth with the girls and asking them why. And be like, "Oh, you should, if you're not feeling me, just say that." You ain't got to do all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Right. So
yeah,
you
my
just
bad.
say,
I'm a little bit direct. So
right. So you just tell her, "Hey, meet me here," and she's like, "Oh, I can't because I don't have her." All right. Well, you have a nice day, and then you keep it moving. That's it.
Man, that's facts, man. I like that, man. That's like, wow.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Don't be going back and forth arguing with these things. If she want to make it, she'd figure out a way to get there. She wouldn't even be responding, telling you about Ubers or nothing. She'll just get herself there. That's all that happens. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. No, and it's crazy, man. It's like, man, you stay right down, man. You stay like probably like 7th Street down from downtown, shorty. You stay a little like oh my god, it's like my hand with Dumbo, Locario. Like it's so.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter if she was interested, she would have came through. That's all you. That's all you gotta think about. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, yeah. And then basically, so when she saw that, I was like not like simping for her. That I ain't paid for Uber, I ain't offer none of that stuff like the other Sims do. An hour later is when she texted me hi, and I'm like, man, like even if like I could have still set up the date, but I already know you have medium interest in me. So now I'm in the date with you, just trying to chill in the park, or trying to be direct with you, to try to smash you and stuff. And I know you're gonna try to get something out of me, so it wasn't worth it, man. And I want to thank you, Locario, like me watching your videos and me, downloading the program.
That's what's up. So yeah, man, you just gotta notice when the chick is with it or she ain't, and if she ain't, that just shows that she ain't really trying to make she's really not trying to do what she needs to do to make it happen. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah, man. Like you said, Locario, only only deal with chicks that are highly interested. If you don't show me high interest, man, I'm not fucking with you. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, man.
Exactly.
But yeah, thank you, Locario. That was about it, man. Just tell you that story is 9 point, man. I felt so good about myself, man. Cause back in the days, I would have been like, "Oh, you're just trying to make it up and fumble all backwards and stuff, man." It's not worth it, man. You're not showing no high interest, man. Fuck you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All right, brother.
Yeah, all right, Locario. Thank you, man.
I appreciate it. Appreciate the call, fam. All right. So let me kill these phone lines real quick because we're about to wrap this up. Hold on. Where is we at with this? Let me see if we got any more questions, and then we gonna go. So this says, when looking for high interest and high cooperative women, do you take medium interest ones when going through the droughts? This is the thing. No. Well, this is, again, like I said, you guys can choose to deal with women who don't have high interests. That's your decision to make, right? Just understand that when you're choosing it, right, that you have to take what comes with it. You understand? It's just like buying like something that's used, right? You buy the used thing knowing that it's not brand new, right? So then if it has little things you got to like fix up or paint it over or screw this thing, in more, understand that you're buying it knowing that thing. So it's the same thing with women who don't have high interest. You have to take what comes with that. You see what I mean? So if you're in the drought and you want to try to deal with that, then that's on you. It says best way to get women without no car or house best way to get women without no car, no house, and limited dating experience. So wait, what are you doing? You living with your parents, or what's going on? You'd have to call into the next show or hit me up on the back end. You feel what I'm saying? Crazy.
Shout out to Justin. He said, droughts seem like droughts only when you're thirsty. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Real talk. Real talk. All right, people. So that's pretty much it, man. I'm about to wrap this up. Make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com, shoplocario.com, masculineidentitymembership.com, and badboymembership.com. And does say Cunningham elements. So make sure you guys do that also. You feel what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me see. All right, man. So yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in. And I will holler at you guys later. And remember, people, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out. Listen. Ask me if I care. I promise I don't care. She told me that she got hurt in the past. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm thinking, what's up with all of that ass? I ain't tricking, bitch, don't ask me about cash. Why these hoes be telling me all they problems? I ain't saving them, ain't my fault they got them. I can't solve them and I could never stop them. All I'm concerned with is hitting the bottom.
She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life.
This girl's looking for a listening ear. Don't she notice that I really don't care? I'm a man, she should go choose the bear. I'll explain to her that life isn't fair. Why you wanna talk to me about your life? I'm just trying to hit, I don't want a wife. You lie saying you want somebody nice. He has your back, you stab his with a knife. You be wanting your friends to be men. You know you don't care about none of them. Or I should say they don't care about you. They only there cause they hoping to screw. You saying guys only want one thing. You frontin' as if you don't want flings. You want the guy with dough, you want bling. Now you wanna be a queen, you want kings. Why you trying to search for a gentleman? Do you think that's how you will get a man? You don't understand, so you won't get a man. I don't want to talk, I am not Letterman.
She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. She's got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. She got scarred in her life. I don't